Hey everyone, I'm jumping on here live as a surprise. Not that I'm trying to get anybody to watch till later, um, but I had to come back to YouTube. Um, it's been a tumultuous few weeks more. I think the last time I was on here was just before Halloween or on Halloween. And yeah, I mean, all of November just went by, but not in like, I don't know about you guys, but not in any kind of easy fashion. There was a lot going on. I did a lot of, I don't want to say soul searching. Oh, Sam's coming in. He's out of sorts today, too. Anyway, so it wasn't even about soul searching, to be perfectly honest. It was just knowing that things were shifting and changing. And um, actually, my astrologer, Ariel, put it in the best way possible when she looked at my chart, and it was about like all four kind of sides of my chart were putting a lot of pressure on me. Um, but not pressure in that way that, like, I mean, it wasn't pleasant, let me tell you, but it was more about pressure and, pressing you into the diamond that you're supposed to be becoming. So I knew that's what was happening. That's why I didn't come on here and do a lot of card reads. Um, I needed to take that time for me. I'm still in that process, not 100% through all the changes and shifts that are going on. But I'm kind of out the other side of it because I can feel that things are really about to shift. So that was the biggest reason um, I wanted to come back for so long and just do card reads, but every time I went to do them, just either I didn't have it in me or just I wasn't feeling it. But the clarion call has gone out. We're hearing it loud and clear from this moment today. It's already started. It started well at the end of November, but there is the biggest shift that we've seen is coming. So I know that sounds like it's big and it's cool, but it's I'm sure, and I've talked to millions of people. Millions. Don't I wish I talked to millions of people. I'm such an exaggerator. There's a good joke about that, but I can't remember. I think it's Dane Cook. I think it's a comedian. Anyway, I haven't talked to thousands of people, but everybody is going through this process right now. So I'm back on. I'm going to do live. I just don't have time to edit like I used to. My plan, though, is we're still going to meditate at the end of every one of these. And my plan, just to let you know, my plan is today's the 11th. It's not really sort of the start of anything, except that we're 10 days then from solstice. And then tomorrow, the 12/12 portal, 12 days from that takes us to Christmas. So I feel like every year of my life, I've always felt like Christmas, there's always something significant about it. Regardless of how you celebrate or what the day is, there's something important about it, whether you're religious or not. Um, I've always been anticipating that there, like something momentous would happen then. And I am getting all kinds of like whatever you call it, intuition, intel, whatever. And the dates are starting to line up. So we're going to go from this whole week with things to the 14th being an important date to uh, right through then till Christmas. So I'm not really sure what is about to happen because I, like you, I'm just a girl in the world um, and doing my best. So honestly, we don't know what's coming, but I do finally feel like this big turning point. Um, Not that it's going to be any easier. It's why I titled this video Dark to Light, because we're about to we're still in that darkness till solstice, right? That darkest day of the year. And then we reach the light. But I honestly, most of the stuff that's sort of happening now that I'm seeing happen, um, I wasn't expecting for 2 to 3 to possibly even 4 more years from now. But there has been an acceleration in time and space. So that's why it's also even more important that I come on here now. So we're going to do this. I hope you'll join for the journey. I'm going to try to post a video well, it'll be 13 days total. The reason I'm starting today on the 11th is it's my birthday. I'm a Sagittarian. The new moon is tomorrow, but I felt it was really important. We're going to do the read for the moon tonight. So you can take that with you. We're going to do a bit of a meditation tonight. Tomorrow, when I pop on, unfortunately, with the lives, it's just going to be where I can fit it into my life, but it's so that it's up on the channel so you can see it. So I can't guarantee time or space at this point, which is totally like with the program on this one. But I am going to do every day till we get up to solstice for sure. And probably the next few days of Advent, meaning, it's like your little Christmas calendar where you open the door every day. Yeah, so this is just a journey. And it's funny because the full moon, new moon, I do this every time. The new moon tomorrow night is in Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. We're not going to dive deep into that whole Sagittarius thing, but with a few quick points. The key points of Sagittarius, and I am fully a Sagittarian in every way, shape, and form, is that I'm just going to get my notes up here. So it invites us to think expansively. Jupiter is a big planet. We're ruled by Jupiter. We like to think about the expansion of the universe. We like to consider all the possibilities in our future. And if everything were to go the way you desired, and we like to ditch our comfort zone. I'm not the best at that sometimes, but I'm working on it. So that's why I've been absent for the last few weeks, is because I was having trouble with that comfort zone thing. But the keys of this are, what's the other thing? Using these energies that are coming in from this moon to open our heart. And honestly, Sagittarians, we love adventure. So this is all about the new adventure of heading into this new time and space. Things are about to get possibly even more crazy, if that could be a thing, than they have been recently. But it's not to be feared or to be, we just have to, our job, we're still in that same job we've always had, is sitting back and observing. I'm still a big proponent of that. I don't think that's the right word, proponent. Anyway, I just think we've done a good majority of the work that we're supposed to be doing, and this is kind of our time to just to watch it all kind of play out. And I don't know about you, but like my big thing has been, I need a break of just of working and manifesting, and I'm still going to keep, my vision, my dreams, my things going on. I'm not abandoning those. But part of what's happening is all the crazy, weird stuff happening out there is happening for someone else. This is also, it's to wake them up. I had a client say to me the other day, and it was honestly the best thing that anyone's ever said to me, is she was like, Kim, you could not be more awake. You don't need to be more awake. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Right. She's just like, you need to start. Sorry, I got to let Sam know. Hang on. This is the problem with live. You don't get to cut this part out. You just have to do it. Anyway, so I'm sure there's always stuff I'm going to learn. It doesn't mean that what's coming up, I'm not going to be also equally shocked and fascinated about what's happening. But the bottom line of all of it, and the biggest reason I came on here is something is happening. This time, it's not even a for real or like we haven't seen this before. Anytime energy has come in and shifted things, we've felt it, we've seen it. We didn't necessarily, it didn't, it's not these radical sweeping changes. This one coming in right now is big. And I think it is changing things in a very momentous way. So, again, it's not being scared about it. It's about embracing it and allowing it to just come in. And by allowing, that's the thing I mean, where we just sit back and observe. We intervene when we need to, or if we're asked to, or we need help, or they need help. But it's a complicated thing right now. There's a lot going on. That was part of the reason I didn't come on live most of the time, was because I couldn't even navigate what was going on the last 4 weeks. It's just been really frenetic, lots of things going on, lots of shifting. So I wasn't coming back on till I was my best self. I just said that at 11:11, which was awesome. Anyway, oh, that's funny. It froze too. Who knows? Yeah, lots of numbers lately too, though. And a lot of people are like tuning in and waking up. So it's just a patience game again at this point. Anyway, I feel like I'm babbling, but I just want to also like preface the next few 12 nights of what we're going to do is that the reason I titled it From Dark to Light is obviously we're in the season where we're focusing on a lot of light. In fact, going back to, November or October, when they had Diwali, right? The season of light, the festival of light. That's when things start to come in and where we're honoring the light. So these portals and these energy fields get really big during these times because we're really trying to work out a lot of anchoring in light. So much light has been coming in that I think that's what happened to me is it's almost overwhelming 90% of the time. And so it's really difficult to feel like you're on your path, but or that you're doing things that you need to be doing, but the fundamental thing behind it is you are on your path. You're not being taken off of it. You're doing the best that you can do, and to just keep going, because we are, like I said, the only biggest reason I'm here is that I got a calling that said, do these 12 nights, 13 nights. It's going to be 13 because the lead up is, but the 11th is always significant for me. So not just because it's my birthday, but 11 is a master number. So anyway, I really am babbling, but that's the problem with going live. I can't edit this. So my plan for tonight is we're going to do the moon reading tonight. I realize it's tomorrow night. So you can watch this during the day tomorrow, the next day. Again, time isn't linear. Doesn't matter when you watch this. I'm going to try to just include a 5-minute. We're not going to do a big meditation. I'm going to read the Great Invocation, which is up on my wall there, and just get us into a space of peace and quiet every day for 12 days. Yeah. And then tomorrow we'll read all about the portal, the 1212, because it's quite significant. And then we'll just do day by day, seeing what comes up, doing a daily reading with cards, and then leading up to Solstice on the 21st. And then I'll continue to read up till the 24th. Again, this one will be the longest video, probably, maybe tomorrow as well, and Solstice. And then those days in between will just probably be 6 to 10 minutes. So I invite you to come along on this journey and see what it's all about. I'm going to turn my moon on because I feel like it's important. Oops. Man. Even though that's also the reason I wanted to start this tonight was, again, the darkness to light theme is really big. We're going to talk about that more too, because there's things going on in the world that are part of that dark to light. But we'll get into that. We won't do it tonight. I've got lots to say about that. And I have lots to say about what I think is actually going on in the world and the changes that are coming. So, again, I might be wrong, might just be predictions, but tonight we're going to do the moon. So, like we always do, I feel like first we're going to draw a portal card because that's tomorrow. Let's have a look at just what this portal means. But tonight we're just going to, because we're going to read the portal tomorrow, is let's read about what this portal means specifically to this new moon in Sagittarius. Perfect. Stargate heart. Heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity. Whew. There's nothing more that the world needs now than this from all of us. So again, I have talked about this for 2+ years on this channel, which is the key to what we are about to go through is that we take care of ourselves first. We need to open our heart. We need to unlock that energy. Once we can do that, then the generosity comes in. We can help others. But if we haven't done that or allowed that energy to come in, we can't do this. We just can't. So, so this new moon in Sagittarius, the key point is unlocking this heart chakra. So if I would suggest, like, if you're going to do any sort of ceremony tomorrow with the new moon or over the portal, is we're focusing on the heart. We're back at the heart where we always should come back to, right? Every time. It unlocks, I always say that this, like if chakra-wise, we're talking like these are our ethereal upper chakras that connect us to the upper space. Below us is the ones that connect us to this 3D plane, if you want to call it, or the earth we're on. We have to be present in both right now because we're in this physical body. The heart, though, allows us to, like, sort of, it's like the governing body between both. So we need to be centered and grounded and in that space of love here so we can access both. Because right now we're still in both worlds, 3 and 5 or whatever you want to call it, 3D, 5D. We're operating kind of in both. Some days we're having a whole 5D day. This is what's been happening to me lately. And everything is great. And I can manifest stuff like nobody's business. And some days I'm down at root and I'm dealing with ancestral trauma and all kinds of shit. Like, it's just reminding us, keep coming back here, because this is going to be the key so that when all of it opens, we can balance and align it and integrate it together. Just a tiny job. We picked to come here, remember. All right, we're going to do 3 cards of each and take a look at what this Sagittarius moon means. Besides us starting to expand our thinking, think bigger, look at the big picture, and achieving our goals. Not just goals, but what's the big thing? Expanding our thing and just being ready for a new adventure. Like, that's where we're headed. Okay. Just trying to figure out the best way to read these. Okay, the first card that came up, you're very close to achieving your goal. So again, all this hard work, if you're like me, like I said, through November, like I feel like I was just doing nothing but the work. It felt hard. It was not great. There was ups and downs and all kinds of things, but I knew it was like the pressure was on me because it was a spiritual change going on. Again, then we came up with, what do you need to release for this moon? It's funny because usually releases come, it's kind of a new moon. the moons have now kind of like integrated together. Full moon used to be a release time, and new moon used to be inviting in the new. But I think sometimes we're at like for both moons, we have to like it's kind of like a vice versa. The first question for the new moon is, what do you need to release so that you can let new things in? So, yeah. And isn't that just the perfect wintry, snowy meadow card? Love it. So just see again, because we also got a to be made. So we're still looking at stuff that like making sure I hate this because I thought that's what I've spent all this time doing is that, that all those last little things that are tripping us up aren't tripping us up anymore. So I don't feel like it's like a lot of harsh work that we have to do because like we've been doing that. But this is about just that final little checklist before you go on your adventure. Just making sure that, you didn't pack things that overpack because you were worried about stuff, or underpack because you're just too nonchalant about it. So it's just like a tiny checklist right now. It's not this detailed, again, dark night of the soul. Although we are in, like I said, this darkness right now, like where we're coming out into the light. So it's like, yeah, it's just a confirmation of making sure we're done with those things that are no longer serving. We've released them. Um, and then it's interesting. We got the North Node, step out of your comfort zone, which was, isn't that what that said for this Sagittarius New Moon? Yeah, is, yeah, it invites us. I'll reread this too. It invites us to think expansively, considering all the possibilities in the future. If everything were to go the way you desire, again, back to the manifestation, making sure we're just like keeping the highest good. I'm just laughing because I have these vision boards right above here with poems and things. But I remember I was in a class and one of the girls said in there, instead of, we always do this like our mind goes the worst case, worst case, worst case, or figuring out what we need to figure out. And she's like, she was operating from a point of what's the best thing that can happen to you instead of all the possibilities of what's not right, what's wrong, how could this be better, how could it be worse. This is about just purely looking at the future from what is the best thing that can happen. Pick one thing and just go with it and see where it takes you. I've been using this the last couple of weeks and it has been magical. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks to, I don't think she watches this, but thanks to, you know who you are. And then, okay, back to reading this. The possibilities in our future, if everything were to go the way you desire and to ditch your comfort zone, step out of your comfort zone. Sometimes, like when we say adventure, it's not about packing up stuff and going up a mountain or traveling to Tibet or whatever those things are. Sometimes we just have an adventure in our spirituality where we discover new skills about ourselves or anything like that. So we're being asked to kind of step out of our comfort zone in these next like 4 days around this new moon. We can do that, can't we? We're all desiring this big change. We just gotta like open our heart and step into it. I know it can be terrifying sometimes, but we got this, you guys. We can do this. All right. 3 cards from the Hidden Realms. See what we're dealing with on this moon. Whoop. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Interesting. Okay, first thing that comes up, 1 second here, is the Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Discernment, clear vision, details. It is where we are right now. It's like we're not throwing caution to the wind. on this adventure. We have a checklist. We're still being organized, even though we're Sagittarians, and most of the time we just throw caution to the wind. But the next season coming up is Capricorn. And when we head into that, I think the full moon on the 26th of December is Capricorn. So we're back to kind of like dotting our I's and crossing our T's and making sure everything's accounted for. But this one I think is all about, it's the spiritual realm. It has zero to do with like what we want to see, what we want to materialize. This is about us. And again, the discernment is a big thing, right? We're still in this phase where stuff's being revealed, new ways of thinking, old ways of thinking. There's a huge shift and clean out of those things. So it's still us discerning what's true, keeping a clear vision of what we want, but paying attention to the details, not just putting out a manifestation of this is what I want, but like, okay, well, how do I get this? Oh, I can check this off my list. Those kind of things, right? Making sure we have all the pieces in place. The pieces, always the pieces. But we got the Queen of Light as well. Illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. This is what I'm saying. This is the feeling that I've been getting. And the biggest reason I came back to do these 12 days is or 13 days. I keep forgetting that today. This is kind of the intro video. Anyway, this is why I came back, is because this quotient of light that's coming in is like nothing we've ever seen. Even part of the reason I didn't come on in November is I was not handling it well. We had so many solar flares and so much upgrades. I was just like, I don't even know the realm I was in. I was just like, I'm either being completely transformed, or like most of the days I'm like, I'm dying. Like, oh my God, I'm dying. I knew that wasn't it. Anyway, the keys of this are illumination, enlightenment, celebration. We're headed there. I almost want to put that as the new picture. When we head to the light, I might do that. Yeah, there's light coming in, and it's time for us to embrace it. That's the big thing. We also got the Diamond Dreamer. Again, diamonds. See, I felt like too, like when I got my astrology reading, it was the pressure was coming in, and things were rough, and I was not in like a good mind frame some days. But it was like, I knew it was like, or this, that pressure comes in, that's what creates the diamond or a pearl in the oyster, right? It's about pressure and movement and sand, and you can look at all those definitions of how that happens. The diamonds, how diamonds are actually made. We've been going through the full-on compression pressure lately, so which is the Diamond Dreamer. This is the fun one, material wealth, which I know sounds funny, but the second word is true prosperity. This is where we're headed. It's frightening right now. I'm not going to say it. I really feel like, part of the dark that we're about to head into is the collapse of our old world, which means money, finance, all of it, healthcare. The healthcare system we've experienced firsthand lately sucks. It needs to go. There's got to be something better. We know there's something better. All of these things are collapsing in front of us, and that is why it looks so terrible right now. I assure you, once this light comes in, it's not going to be that terrible. I know sometimes I don't even believe my own self saying this stuff out my mouth, but yeah, I can't ignore. I've been getting this calling, this push to step up, because we are headed into a new paradigm that none of us could have projected. It's all new energy. And again, I've said this too for a few weeks now too. We're just learning how to integrate it, which is funny because our first card is, now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. right? And she's holding the light in her hand. This is where we're at. We're in this process of like everything we've learned is about to be required, needed, but not in a way where it's like scary or harsh. It's like, you guys got this. You have all the tools in your belt to help, to love, to integrate, to we're ready. It's time and it's good. We also got I am the weaver of my reality. So again, it's coming in a couple of cards of like making sure, like we still have details and things to watch out. We can't, I'm saying observe, but also, we're still keeping our day-to-day checklist, like making sure we've done our stuff. So making sure we're still manifesting what we want to see, right? So again, trying to avoid getting into those deep, dark thoughts of doom and gloom, and making sure we're, projecting the things we do want to see, love, unity, happiness, everything. We also got my community is supportive, loving, and active in the world, which is great because for me, this is just a confirmation that at this level on 3D, if you want to call it that or whatever, is that we now, we've probably lost, and whether they passed away, whether there was new people coming in. I've met new friends very rapidly in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So, I mean, that's a short amount of time to have a new community of people. And then a lot of the older friends, family, whatever they are, have faded away. So the universe has kind of been aligning our communities. So I don't know about you. I don't know if the same thing's happening to you, but we're being organized into the families and groups and pods that we are meant to be at for this big shift. So I don't know you, but I am grateful for it. I've met some new amazing people that are part of my life that, like I said, rapid friends in 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, sometimes 6 months, but it's been a fast, rapid change. And the people that were not supposed to be there anymore are gone. And I wish them well, but obviously they have their own pods, communities, whatever you want to call them. It is what it is. And it's not even about like regret or mourning the loss of those people, because we need to be where we need to be for what's coming up. So, yeah, it's always like, it's not goodbye, right? It's not forever. It's just temporary. We'll see those again. It's not that they just have a different job to do. We have a different job to do. We can't spend our time mourning that right now because we don't have quote unquote time. This shift is like pretty much imminent. So, yeah, that's all we can do. All right. So, interesting cards. Okay. So again, for this moon, I look up, it's 3-3-3-3, coming in large and strong. Okay. The last little bits that I say are part of our, I always call these, when we read the moon, like we're reading tonight, that they are our sort of advice cards. The first one that comes up is detoxify. Yeah, I don't see this like, I don't know about you, we're heading into toxic season, right? Like there's just no doubt about it. You can, there's drink, there's food, there's toxic situations with people. That's our general, that's generally what happens this time of year. I want to pick this from the spiritual part. The reason I'm saying that is that if you look in this, particularly the cow. So in India, the cow is very sacred on a spiritual level. So we won't get into the whole details of that if you want to go look that up and what that's all about. It's also because that's the bull and that's earth, right? So I think this isn't about detoxifying the earth. This is about detoxifying on a spiritual level. So it's like, it's just like I said with our friends and our family, is that honestly, I don't want to say you want to cast those people out, but just like if they're bringing the energy field down, we just can't be around that right now. They need to go do their thing. We need to go do our thing. Um, it's sometimes hard at the season to do that in a loving way. But I think that's what's being asked of us. And I don't know how we be the leaders of that, but we have to. So like when we head into family situations, is energetically, we need to keep the peace. We're not trying to, like, again, force our opinions, say things. Again, it's the observer. We step back this holiday season and we hold the space for everybody to feel their feelings, which is funny because we also got honor your feelings. But I think, you know, we're past the point of allowing this division and like bickering and all the things we do. Yeah, it's about stepping back and not, I don't want to say not engaging, but there's no point in engaging. If you're engaging in situations, that are causing more toxicity, why are you doing that? It's like saying, I'm going to go out and like drink my face off, do 10 shots, do 20 shots. You're not going to do very well. You're going to get sick. You might even poison yourself to the point of having to go for medical attention. It's the same with our feelings and our emotions. So, it might just be good this holiday season to just sit back and observe, not worry about imparting our opinion on things. Because we all have different opinions of what's happening and what's going on. It's better to just sit back, hold the space. And again, we're going to come back full circle to the portal card for today, which is the Stargate heart. We need to sit here in love and light and happiness and whatever it is. And they can condemn us. They can, I don't know, say all kinds of things about us. But the bottom line is we need to not engage. We need to clear that toxicity from our system somehow. So do your best, whatever that is. If you're in the situation, it's like, don't engage. If you are just leaving the situation, don't let it pull you down into lower density, and so that you're not doing your work. Our work right now is just sitting in the vibration of love. It's not a hard thing to do, but we're still in the dark to light period, so it's going to happen. Anyway, we also got work through your feelings, honor your feelings. Those are two very key things, because it's like we want to let other people do that as well. They're going to be working through their feelings, and whether they honor it or not, because sometimes people aren't that great at it. But we have to give them space to do that. But we also have to just also stand up for ourselves, right? And not head into that toxicity where we take it on because they don't believe the same thing we believe, or they don't feel the same way we do. We can't do that anymore, you guys. We have to it's a whole new paradigm of how we do this. But yeah, well, this is just day one. It's not even day one, because technically day one is tomorrow. Yeah, we have to do our best to clear that energy, that toxic, negative, lower energy from our system. So we can do that. We just sit in the vibration of love as much as we can. Our last card for the moon and this portal, and I'll be reading the portal itself tomorrow, is trust that all will be well. Right? It is going to be fine, you guys. We just need to, be our spiritual self, stay in our heart, stay lover above. Yeah, and just let people honor their feelings. We don't have to take it in. It could be the saddest. I've heard some sad stories lately. And yeah, I probably took them on for a couple of days. I still feel people. There's so much going on. Yeah. we can do that. We can feel, we can send them love, and we can send them, most importantly, the thing we're here to do is light. So, yeah, with that being said, I'm going to just lead you through a quick little meditation. If you want to stay, if you're done, we'll see you tomorrow. Again, I'm going to go live. Don't know what time it's going to be, but you can watch this at any time. And I will be here the next 12 days, 13 days. Putting up, it might be 6 minutes one day, it might be 40 minutes like this is. So what I'm going to get you to do is to get yourself in a comfortable position and then begin to slow your breath, closing your eyes. And then you're going to take in 3 deep breaths in through your nose and then out through your mouth. Try to get each one to a count of 4. So in for 4, out for 4. And then what you're going to do is place your hand right over heart center, particularly just a little bit high, closer to the collarbone, to our higher heart. So our energetic connection to our higher self. And then I'm going to get you to take, that's the right hand, that's over the heart. Take your left hand and put it at your solar plexus level. So just below your sternum, just above your belly button. And this is just to like warm up our chakras and just feeling, it kind of connects our higher self and our earthbound self at solar plexus. And then again, we're going to take in 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through your mouth. The Great Invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose of which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Breathe. Sigh, release, whatever you can. Just take in a good deep breath. Let out an om, let out a sigh, a laugh, a cry. And then taking a moment of silence here, continuing to breathe softly. Bringing yourself now back into your space, feeling grounded and secure. Again, taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through your mouth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. That's how we're going to continue the next few nights. I'll say goodnight to you now, and we'll see you tomorrow for the 12-12 portal.